Welcome, everybody, yet another episode of the Wrestling vs. the World podcast. We all enjoying our day, sweet, if not, what the hell ever. So, this may seem like an odd topic here, but it got my interest because of the names involved. And it was this weird show that did not last long. According from what I'm seeing, like with WrestleCrap and some other information, this is a show that only lasted like 65 episodes, and only one episode has ever resurfaced online. And it's this game show called Bingo Break. And the only episode that's ever been saved is April 1st, 1994. Now, like I said, this is the only episode that's come along, and it's the April Fool's special. And this show is hosted by a woman named Karen Tate and Bob Morella, a.k.a. Gorilla Monsoon. Now, I'm bringing this up just because I wanted to look over the show, because this is not the only familiar wrestling personality being put on the show. And the weird thing is, out of all people, Gorilla Monsoon, I know Gorilla Monsoon's not his real name, but he doesn't even go by his name within the World Wrestling Federation here on this show. He just goes by Bob Morella. So, you also got Bingo Master, so the guy hosting the bingo portion of the show, Sean Mooney. Who, I don't have anything against Sean, but I would have preferred Todd Pettengill at this point. But that's already two names from the WWF on this show. And there's also a band there and some psychic advisor, which means you shouldn't listen to anything that comes out of her mouth, okay? And if I wanted to be scammed, I'd listen to those callers that call me up on my phone trying to gain access to my computer saying, "Oh, sir, you got a virus." I'd rather listen to that for a scam. So at the start of the show, Karen says she doesn't realize that it's April Fool's Day. "Oh, it's Friday." "Yeah, it's also April 1st. "You're kidding me." What did you think it was? Like, I know these shows are probably I don't know if they're pre-taped or live or anything, but they gotta give some kind of heads up saying when these episodes are gonna air, especially if you already established what day of the week it's gonna air on. So Sean Mooney, he's trying to drink from his coffee mug at the start, and coffee spills through a hole that is drilled into his mug that almost gets on him. Like, coffee? Ooh. Okay, so they're already starting off with the jokes. There's also this weird French painter guy on set. No clue why he's there. So Sean, he goes in front of this big bingo board that lights up in the background, just for, like, fun and all that stuff. And there's some kind of bouncing tumbler that's there that dispenses the balls, like, jumping all around everything. And he's asking what game... Sean is asking what game they're playing based on the pattern that's lit up on the board. And it's just all funky and everything. And then finally, just for a joke on him, and now they realize, oh, we're playing rows because you're getting a pattern of up and down going just row after row after row. So, okay, you got to get a horizontal row to win this. I have no clue if the audience plays at home, like, initially, but I guess they're saying they do. Like, if I thought they would have to win the bingo and then call in, being like, "Hey, I won," almost like if you're trying to call in for, like, QVC or the Home Shopping Network. Apparently what happens is if your winning card, like, which you could only pick up at, like, certain places, you get, like, the winning card based on your exact number, like, card that's being dispensed. And if you do, you gain money. I'll announce how much that is a bit later, but this feels like something you'd see on public access television, but according to what they're saying, this aired in, like, Baltimore. Okay. So some balls start flying out of the shaker machine, so another prank hits the stage, because they're supposed to have, like, this loop thing or whatever that kind of pops up holding the ball, one ball in place that gets taken out, but it was completely removed behind Sean's back, so balls are flying everywhere, folks. So balls and numbers being called out feels more like the lottery than a fun game. And when you look at this setup of this show, it feels like a mix between the David Letterman show, Wake Up San Francisco that they had from Full House, and a lottery drawing. So after the break, one of the dudes in the band can't get his flute to work because he's not blowing it the right way. In reality, he got something jammed up in there, so that's why it's not making sound. I couldn't describe what was in there. And then the band decides to do their own cover of Twist and Shout. Which, yeah, I've heard better. It just felt a bit too like, working on out. Like, nah. So they try getting back to the game, and the bingo card that's on Sean's table, he's trying to tell people, hey, here's how you call in, like, or try to redeem your card, and all of a sudden it goes flying away. So I guess it means John Cena made a guest appearance to mess with the show. And then he gets some ball, they're trying to pick more numbers, and balls start flying off from off screen at Sean and be like, "Hey, balls in your face. Didn't know they could show that on TV." And it turns out if you win this game, your prize is $25. Oh, you got a bingo, you got an entire row, yay, $25 prize. Why? It's like, this show is not... This show just... I get that they're trying to do some weird stuff with, like, for April Fool's Day, but this show just feels so bland. Just, even for a show that tries to have some kind of little variety there, to the point where I just couldn't even focus. So then after the break, they bring the Psychic on the show. And now it's reminding me of the time when Sylvia Brown used to be on Montel. I'm really going back in time there. And then, to our big surprise, they get another guest on the show. Bobby the Brain Heenan. Yes, the Weasel. Comes up, he's introducing himself to people, and he almost says he's with the World Wrestling Federation, but he catches himself, saying that he's with World Championship Wrestling. Like, I'm with the World Championship Wrestling, because he was with WCW by this point. And he's deciding, hey, I need a reading from Psychic, but I need my feet read instead. Saying that he's feeling stressed, he felt like there are big hairy apes always coming after him. Well, Heenan, I'm sure bananas will help fend off any apes that are coming after you. So it's like he's getting his feet read. And this whole time, he's sitting there. The Psychic screen has sent him a reading. I can't remember what she said. But Heenan looks like he's getting bored out of his mind, just falling asleep there in his chair. Then he wakes up and starts working the gas, and like, oh, wait, what am I doing here? Oh, wait, no, I'm the Psychic. I know Linda, the Psychic here. Yeah, let's play the game. Oh, yeah, everything's fine. So weird. So then, after another commercial break, they get to the towards the ending of the show, and there's this blue spinning wheel next to Sean Mooney's work area, where it looks like this big spinning wheel, but repainted that they used for Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal in WCW. So I'm wondering, can I make a deal on the thing? So Sean and Bobby start talking, they think, hey, I might know you. I might know you. Well, yeah, that's possible. I mean, yeah, they don't work in the same company anymore, but I'm pretty sure you can acknowledge that you both know each other because you're not going by ring names, you're going by your actual name, so you don't have to worry about that type of thing. And it turns out this big wheel has some kind of those bunch of symbols on them, a bunch of random ones. And if your winning card also, I think if you got a bingo, you also got a bonus symbol in there, and if it matches whatever symbol is caught on the wheel, you win an extra $500. Okay, don't know how this show is getting all this money to be able to throw away $500 for a prize or anything, and then Bobby Heenan wanted to help keep some of the money and split it with Mooney, which didn't work. Then everybody gets back on stage, and I gotta mention this quick a second. With that wheel, when they were spinning it was making a bunch of beeping and booping noises. It sounded like how that beeping and booping noise was from that wheel that you saw for Match Game back in the day, when you're trying to choose which celebrity you want to rely on for an answer for the final Match Game match shit that happened. It's like boop 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 boop. So then everybody gets back to the main set, and for the first time in a little bit, and I think they say it's the final time ever, you get the on-screen reunion of Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon. First time we've seen this since Heenan left the WWF, and it's the final time ever, because these two never worked on television again, because Heenan, he would be with WCW, I think, until the end, or at least close to it, and unfortunately Monsoon passed away 5 years after this show happened, well, 5.5 years in 99, but they're talking and everything, to close the show, and then the painter shows this weird painting. I can't figure out who he was trying to paint. It was a green shirt, or cover with white shirt and a bow tie and facial hair. It didn't look like anybody on the show. Nobody was wearing a bow tie. So I don't know what was going on with this. So yeah, this was one of the most bizarre, weird little shows. Like I said, the only reason I wanted to look at this is just because some of the names involved. Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby Heenan, and Sean Mooney. But it's I watched this show, it feels like they're trying to put too much variety into this show to try to add appeal, yet this show still felt like it fell flat. It's no wonder why the show lasted, according to what said online, 65 episodes, and only one episode has resurfaced. I'm sorry, but this quote-unquote show was pretty bland. Talking, a band, and music, and bingo. Like I said, I can see why this show did not survive. I don't know if any other episodes are ever going to resurface, but I don't think there's really a demand for this. Okay? I can guarantee you that. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Have you ever seen this episode of Bingo Break? If you want to see the full episode, it should be here, or it should be on YouTube if you want to look it up, the full episode and everything. Or if you've seen it before, let me know what you think of this show in general. Like I said, this show I just did not care for. I'm sorry. Just blah. Too much variety, no appeal. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's episode, please remember to leave a like, subscribe with the bell, turn on if you listen to this on YouTube, or follow if you're listening to this podcast on any other service that this podcast is available on, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Thanks for listening, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, and good day, everybody.